Hello and welcome to Magical Girl Rehab Podcast. This is the podcast where we have two former magical girls, me and Dylan. My name is Sophie, and we basically are going to talk about anime and shit. This is the first episode, and we don't really have much to talk about, but we are caught up on Chainsaw Man, so we're going to talk about Chainsaw Man and maybe Attack on Titan. It's called Magical Girl Rehab because, you know, we're rehabilitating. We're talking about anime. Anyway, hi Dylan.
Hi, I'm Dylan.
You actually read Chainsaw Man, like, before the anime started airing. Like, you were caught up completely.
Yeah, I started reading Chainsaw Man around when it was ending. I finished it after it had ended, the first part of it, like, when was that, like, 2020 at this point? I don't remember, but a while back.
It was a long time ago.
And I read part 2 every week since it came out.
Yeah, that's crazy, because I remember you and our friend Matthew read, like, we're caught up on Chainsaw Man, and you kept saying, like, oh, you should read Chainsaw Man, it's really good. But I don't really like shonen, especially manga. I almost never read manga. I'm actually kind of just starting to read more manga, but I usually just watch anime, and I typically don't like shonen that much. So when I was being told, like, oh, Chainsaw Man is so fucking epic and based, and it's called Chainsaw Man, so I immediately think it's just, like, shit, like, just gore and not interesting. But it's actually, like, one of my favorite manga. It's actually really good. Like, if you're on the fence about reading it, I mean, I'm sure you've been spoiled at this point, because people on TikTok and Twitter are actually, like, fucking stupid with it. But
even when the anime was airing, you haven't read the manga yet. You watched the first season of the anime blind. People on TikTok would just, like, post spoilers, like, oh, this is something that happened in part 2. Do you guys know this? It's horrible.
Yeah, I watched the first season as an anime only, and I really liked it. And then I would go on TikTok, and obviously it was the #1 anime airing at the time, so there'd be lots of, like, innocuous TikToks about season 1. So there would be, like, you know, clips of the characters doing silly stuff or, like, fan art or something. And so I tried to, like, kind of avoid that side of TikTok, but every once in a while I'd be like, oh, this is a good edit or whatever. And I don't know why, but one time I looked at the comments, and the very first comment was just a spoiler, like a really big spoiler for the second part. And yeah, it sucked.
I remember one that really pissed me off. They were at, like, a Target or something, and they picked up one of the volumes and opened it, and then they didn't show, like, the thing they opened wasn't a spoiler, but they just put on, like, text on the screen or something that just spoiled something about a character way further in the manga. It's just, there's so much to say about, like, people who spoiled shit. Just like, you see a lot with Jujutsu Kaisen. These people,
the leaks,
they cannot shut up.
Yeah, there's people dedicated to just, like, getting the leaks on Wednesday for JJK when the Shonen Jump issue comes out in Japan. They get a hold of the leaks, and they just spread them as much as they possibly can. They just post images of the spoiler without any, like, spoiler warning or anything, and it's really obnoxious. And they'll also, like, they'll read synopsis of the chapter with just, like, text of, like, what happens in the chapter as the leak.
It's not even possible to read them yet. They just, like, post a random panel
that you can't. The official version isn't out
all over the place. It's like, what the hell? Like, what?
Anyway, we're probably going to be talking about Chainsaw Man spoilers for the rest of this, because that's kind of our topic today. So, if you haven't read Chainsaw Man yet, or at least, like, watched the anime and then picked up, that's what I did. When I read Chainsaw Man, I just picked up from where the anime ended, and it worked out really well for me, because the first part of Chainsaw Man is kind of more slow. It's still cool, it's still good, but where the manga picks up after the first season ends, it kind of gets, like, really crazy. So
yeah, the anime is kind of like the world building part of the series, and then the arc coming up in the movie they announced, it starts picking up, and then, like, the entire end, it's just, like, so insane and fast-paced.
You talked about how you kind of weren't able to remember a lot of stuff that happens, which I understand because I read it really fast. I would read like 2 volumes a day.
Oh yeah.
Because we have it physically. But I kind of remember a good bit of it.
Well, to be fair, it had been quite some time.
Yeah,
like when the anime came out, I had already been done with the manga for like a year or something.
Yeah.
I've also read Fire Punch, another one of Fujimoto's works, and I barely remember it.
Fire Punch is shit. I'm a huge fan of Fujimoto, except Fire Punch. I hate when people say, I mean, I haven't read Fire Punch, but like, why diss? Like, what's the point of saying that and then just dissing Fire Punch fans and Fire Punch for no reason?
Yeah, it's so weird to say, like, I'm a fan of Fujimoto, and then you're like, oh, I like one of 2 of his work. Because everything else,
just say you're a Chainsaw Man fan.
I mean, they're still his works, but, like, when you think of Fujimoto, he had, like, 2 major works, and then a bunch of really good one-shots.
Yeah, I haven't read Goodbye Eri yet. I started reading it, but I never finished it. I read, what's the other one called?
Look Back?
Yeah, I read Look Back, but I haven't read Goodbye Eri yet.
I haven't read the ones he made before Chainsaw Man, but I know, like, you can buy them physically now.
Oh, the 17, the numbered one? I haven't read that either. But yeah, if you're listening to this and you haven't read Chainsaw Man, you should really do that. If you haven't been spoiled. I mean, even if you have been spoiled, there's still a lot of cool stuff that happens in the series, so yeah, you should read it, and it's a good manga. But anyway, Denji. What are your thoughts on Denji?
I really like Denji. I feel like most people understand Denji. I know there's a whole meme on Twitter of like Chainsaw Man's in the reading comprehension devil, cause people on Twitter just post like, oh yeah, they're just a big meme.
The reading comprehension devil.
Chainsaw Man will post like the most brain dead takes, and then it's like the reading comprehension devil, because they completely misunderstand. But like the majority of people, I would say, understand what the series is trying to say. But when I'm talking about people misunderstanding him, some people,
they put him on the same chart as like Mineta.
Yeah, Mineta
and like Sanji.
And, the dude from Konosuba, I forget his freaking name. It's not like that at all. We talked about it the other day, and you said like Denji's like a realistic teenage boy, except probably more respectable.
Yeah, he's just horny, and he wants a girlfriend, and he wants to touch boobs and fuck, and that's normal. I mean, he doesn't like try to rape anyone. Many people try to rape him, but I mean, I'll have to bleep that out. But but you know what I'm saying.
Denji would get consent for anything, but then all these other pervert characters people group him in with, they wouldn't.
I think his character arc is really interesting, especially like currently in the manga, what he's going through right now, because the first part of Chainsaw Man, it's like he'd just do anything to have like a normal life with a girlfriend, and he wants to touch boobs, and he just wants to get like a meal and have somewhere to sleep, because of the very beginning, he's literally like completely destitute. He lives in this shack in the cold, and he doesn't get any food. And so then, the crux is he gets hired by Makima to work for the public safety, and then he kind of has to do whatever she says or she'll kill him. But he gets food and somewhere to sleep, so that's why he doesn't really care. But then he kind of realizes that he wants more from life than just to follow what everyone else tells him to do, or like Makima tells him to do, after she kills everyone he loves. So, yeah, I don't know, it's kind of interesting.
Currently in the manga, I remember a scene, I don't know how long ago it was, but he's like just in the house with Nayuta, and he's realizing like, this is what I wanted, right? A normal life, and something's off. Because at this point, he can't be Chainsaw Man anymore.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of implied. They've said multiple times that having Pochita as his heart like makes it impossible for him to have a normal life because he'll always want to be Chainsaw Man eventually. Like, he can't, it's like part of his soul now to become Chainsaw Man. I don't know how true that is, because Pochita seems like he also wants to have a normal life and just
Yeah, Denji always
chill,
in his
so
when he like in his inner monologues, he's always like talking directly to Pochita, like, this is what we want. We want the normal life.
yeah.
I'm living this life. Like, he's living his life for Pochita.
And Pochita seems to agree. Like, so I don't really understand. I don't know how true it is that he'll always need to become Chainsaw Man because of his heart. I guess we'll find out. I mean, he wasn't Chainsaw Man for a long time in the current manga arc. I read it all. I caught up like 2 weeks ago, but Dylan has been reading it weekly for months.
Yeah, I think I don't remember the exact date, but it's been like 6 months in real time or something since he last transformed. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah,
when we mentioned something about Makima like killing all his loved ones, I remember probably the most depressing thing that's happened so far is when Denji starts to think about like Aki and power, he chainsaws his own brain so he doesn't think.
Yeah. See, that's really in character for Denji, and that's kind of like why Makima wanted to control him, because, and also like what Kishibe said about how he's like the perfect demon hunter, because he literally just doesn't let his emotions control him.
Yeah.
I mean, he gets sad obviously and like depressed, but when he's fighting and when he is Chainsaw Man, he will literally cut up his own brain in order to stop thinking about sad stuff to win. It's really cool.
Yeah, this discussion making me realize like how he's just a good protagonist. I like him a lot more than
he's really funny. He's like cool, even though he's like really fucking stupid. He's got like a huge ego, but he's not like a total narcissist. Like, he's also like knows he's not that cool because he still doesn't have a girlfriend. Yeah, like with the whole arc with Asa and Yoru trying to find Chainsaw Man, and then she's like dissing him, and then he reveals to her that he's Chainsaw Man, and she's like, "You're a loser," and then he's like, "What the fuck?"
That also reminds me, Denji, like every woman in his life, had just completely manipulated him and screwed him over, and he still hadn't become an incel, so I mean, that's not your excuse anymore. But,
yeah.
I really like the scene where he's like talking to, I think, Nayuta about how he probably likes Asa, and he goes back to the kiss they had where he quotes his mouth, because maybe each kid he got freaking barf in his mouth and then his tongue bitten off, and he's like, "Oh, this is the only kiss where nothing bad had happened."
Yeah, it's Fujimoto's like obviously trying to use that motif of like woman in Denji's life giving him a kiss. Like, the kiss represents something in Denji, and the reason why it's been fucked up so many times is because he hasn't met the right person, maybe. Like, all of them have been kind of fake to him, but Asa's like the first real person who doesn't have like ulterior motives. Yoru has ulterior motives, but Asa seems to be pretty genuinely in love with him currently, although we haven't seen much of Asa lately. And also, that scene kind of confused me. I'll have to reread it, but doesn't Yoru's the one who actually like leans in to kiss him, but then does she like she gives control back to Asa like while they're kissing or something? I don't remember.
I don't remember. It was Joy who kissed him. Obviously, Denji doesn't know who Joy is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Speaking of that scene with the kiss, one of the best like panels in Chainsaw Man so far is when Nayuta was all mad about the kiss, and then she's like, "How much do you love me?" And he makes his arm super big, and then she's like, how much do you love the girl? And he like makes it like small but still like substantial, and then she like smiles. It's really, really cute. Nayuta's awesome.
Yeah, I love the relationship Denji had with Nayuta, just the brother sister relationship, and how
I almost see it is like brother and sister, but I also see it as like daughter kinda too, because he completely like takes care of her.
Yeah, he's her guardian.
Yeah.
He really did care about her. I remember I think it might have been the very beginning where he would like making money doing like the like really cheap odd job, and he's like, well,
schemes.
now you just gotta go to college.
He like picks up used cigarettes off the ground and puts them in a pack and sells them to homeless people. And then Asa saw that and was like, what a piece of shit. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The current manga arc is kind of fucked up because the dogs and Meowie got burned to a crisp in the apartment. That was really sad.
There was no reason. That was so evil. Why'd they do that?
Because they showed Meowie, Fujimoto showed Meowie like once. Because a lot of people weren't sure if Meowie was still in the house with Denji or if it was just the dogs.
Yeah, it's all of Makima's dogs and Meowie, and then Meowie is like the last remnant of his family of Power and Aki.
Yeah, I have no clue how the story is gonna end, because it seems like people are still obsessing. Like, there's multiple forces that want control of Denji still. And Denji just wants to do whatever he wants. Like, the fact that he didn't become Chainsaw Man was because if he did, they would, like, kill Nayuta or something. Because that one dude that's in his class that looks like the meme of the guy with, like, the really long hair over his bangs.
Yeah. The Joker Persona 5 guy.
Yeah. Like, is, like, urging Denji not to become Chainsaw Man and like threatening him and shit. There's like tons of different forces that are trying to control what he does, and that's kind of the opposite of what Denji wants. Denji wants true freedom.
So much building up, and I have no idea where it's going. My only like prediction is that right now Denji and Asa are both homeless, so maybe they'll like move in.
Yeah,
together.
I think they're probably gonna become a couple soon. Maybe? I don't know. I think their relationship is really cute, so I do hope that we do get some nice, like, romance between them, but...
Give it some slice of life chapters, and then don't kill one of them. Please don't kill one of them.
There's probably not gonna be a happy ending to Chainsaw. I have no clue, like, what the ending could possibly be, because the whole... like struggle, like the political struggle is these demons or devils, I mean, are like completely fucking over the planet, especially Japan and stuff. And there's not really like public safety is okay, but they're still not that great because Chainsaw Man was the one who had to kill like tons of them before public safety could. I don't know. I wonder if it'll end with, like, all devils being destroyed or something like that. Because, well, I don't know how that would work, though, because devils are born from human fear. And obviously human fear will never go away.
Yeah.
It probably has something to do with the death devil. Like, he's, like, the most powerful one if they kill him or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe something with the Four Horsemen devils.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so hard to see where this is going.
Either that or, like, it'll be like an Evangelion ending where everyone on the planet dies except for Denji or something like that. And then he's truly free, but he's all alone with Pochita only. I don't know. That would be sad,
You should go full end of Eva and just make it Denji and Acha.
And then we just get an epilogue of them, like, fucking or something. That would be lame. Do you have anything else to say about Chainsaw Man?
I guess Asha's character is very interesting.
Yeah, that's true. We can talk about
You don't really see female protagonists too often. Obviously Denji's the protagonist again, but she was, for like the first half of what we have right now in part 2, like the prominent main character. I know some people are kind of picked by that.
I don't know why. She's really cool from the beginning.
Well, she's also just extremely well written. I mean, Fujimoto did good with his female cast. I think they're all pretty well written, especially Asa. I think Asa's the best he's done.
Yeah, she's definitely like relatable. I'm gonna say before I started reading part 2, I kind of thought Bucky was gonna be a more important character because of like all the art I saw of him. But I guess that was just because people were reading like the first volume or whatever of part 2. But no, Bucky dies.
Before part 2 came out, all the promotional art had Bucky not to Asa as if it was like
her
the post-it
yeah.
to Asa or something like that. But no, Bucky
yeah,
just died.
I was like confused when Bucky died. I'm like, is he gonna come back or what? But no, he just died. I was sad though because I thought it would have been funny if her devil was like some weird chicken thing
chicken
with a bow tie. Bucky was a funny character.
Yeah, Bucky was awesome.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting seeing Asa be like, she's not really a bad person. She's just really autistic, and she has a hard time making friends because she's kind of like aloof, but she doesn't, and she kind of like is annoyed by everyone around her because she herself admits that she's jealous of them like being happy or having friends or being in a relationship or something.
Yeah, I remember the scene of her like walking around school with shit talking everyone in her head, like the couple and the people being friends. We finally got film show representation in a manga.
Yeah.
In a manga.
Yeah, it's cool because, you know, she realizes pretty quickly, like, after the whole, or right before the whole Bucky killing incident, she's like, oh, I was just jealous. I need to, like, loosen up. But then something, she gets tripped by that weird, like, student president girl who ends up trying to attack her. I don't even remember. Why did she try to attack her? I don't remember. Oh yeah, because the teacher liked Asa or gave her special treatment, and then the class president girl was having sex with the teacher and wanted like herself to be the only one getting it. I don't know. That was kind of a weird subplot. But anyway, once she gets attacked by the Justice Devil incarnation of the class president, she merges bodies with Yoru, and the Justice Devil becomes like a big like opposing force for Asa in like the next few arcs, because the Justice Devil just makes contracts with like anyone like really easily, because we get like the school shooting arc.
Denji, like back to the Denji and Asa, it's so cute when she tried making the sword out of Denji by touching his head, said like Denji spiral cord or whatever, I forget what.
Spinal cord sword. Yeah.
And Denji just does it back. It's so cute.
And he's like, oh, is that like a greeting or something? Yeah, her power is really cool. I mean, Yoru's power, like when she turns her school uniform into a sword because her mom gave it to her. That was one of like the cooler sword designs. It reminds me of like fucking Mighty Magiswords though. That show that, I don't know, some people, I mean, on a tangent, but some people say that shit, like, I think Cash likes Mighty Magiswords and like says it's peak.
I completely forgot about that show.
Yeah, me too, because I remember I saw it on fucking, what was it, Cartoon Network or whatever.
Think so.
And I thought it was like, it was so surreal for me because the characters are just like the main characters of Slayers. Like the main girl looks exactly like Lena, and the main dude looks exactly like Gallery, and it put me off from watching the show because it seemed to me that they completely ripped off the character designs and like dynamic of the Slayers main characters, and I'm like, what the fuck? This is stupid. But apparently it's peak. I don't know.
I never watched it. I just remember people shitting all over it.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Yoru's power is really cool. I like it. It's an interesting power to have. When she turns her whole apartment into a sword, that was awesome.
I also, just more Denji awesome moments when they're at the aquarium and she's just talking about.
Yeah,
what,
I feel like that
something?
scene was confirmation of autistic representation. I don't know how else you can, like, because who else would do that? Like, a neurotypical person would not come up with that plan of, like, memorizing all these facts about sea animals and just, like, making someone listen to it, and then, because Denji even says, like, this is boring, can we go look at the penguins? And she's like, no, I'm going to make you enjoy yourself by spouting out a bunch of, like, really boring facts and scientific information about these animals.
I love that chapter so much because you see, like, a giant block of tension and she's thinking to himself, yeah, he's gonna love this.
Yeah, he's falling in love with me, and this is awesome. Yeah, it's really funny. That chapter was definitely
stuff like that. I'd like put such a good chapter.
Yeah, because at the end of the chapter, they end up saving everyone together. It was really cute. Because the whole thing is Denji could easily become Chainsaw Man and basically win, like, immediately, but he doesn't want to because he's scared of what will happen if he does because of all the pressure that's being put on him.
Yeah, I've started reading a little bit of Dandadan, and my best friend and your boyfriend Matthew had caught up on it, and he told me, like, I don't know, at least to me it reminded me of Chainsaw Man, but, like, with a lot of slice of life moments. Like, they'll just have, like, a slice of life arc.
He
and
refers
it, like, goes
to
like,
it,
this super serious stuff.
He refers to it as, like, romance is almost like the first. Romance is like the first genre almost, and like shonen is second, which is really interesting.
That's awesome though.
I haven't read.
I think Chainsaw Man. Oh, go on.
No, I haven't read any of Dandadan yet. I'm probably going to start reading it because we have like the first 5 volumes physically. But from what I've heard about it, the humor seems really similar to Chainsaw Man, where it's like really weird. Like, really weird shit happens all the time.
The editors for Fire Punch went on to make Spy Family, Held Paradise, and Dandadan. And Dandadan is definitely the most like Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, from what I've seen, it seems like. And then again, like with the female protagonist that we're starting to see more of, Momo is like a epic Gyaru character.
Yeah, she's awesome. I've read like the first 3 volumes.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good. I like it. And the anime is coming out soon. We can probably talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll probably talk about Dandadan when the anime comes out. Animated by Science Saru, and it looks really stylish and cool. With like the color blocking.
It's not an anime because Science Saru made Scott Pilgrim. And
oh yeah, Science Saru is a Western company somehow. But before I read Dandadan, I've been wanting to read Frieren because I want to make a video about Frieren because we started watching the anime, the first couple episodes of it, and our friend Nat like loves Frieren so far, which is like the first anime that's been coming out that has like an actual full season, like 20 plus episode season instead of 2 cores, which is refreshing since the
yeah, I think it's like 28 episodes.
Yeah.
Right now they're on break for like 2 weeks, but for the holidays.
But that makes
or whatever,
sense because it's a holiday. It's like New Year's.
It's not like Spy Family where I don't know why
that was
they
stupid.
like they made the whole season, but then like, oh, we're gonna put like a couple month break between them. Like, oh, what? Okay, whatever.
Yeah, I read the first few chapters of Frieren after we like stopped watching the anime, so I'm only on like chapter 11, and it's good. I like the manga and the anime are really similar. I don't really think one is better. I mean, I haven't read enough to really fully judge that, but so far they seem really similar. I'd probably prefer to watch the anime because it's just pretty with all the colors and music and stuff. But the manga's good too. So, I don't know. What do you think about Free Run so far?
I like it. It's pretty. I mean, I don't really have too much to say. We'll probably bring it up again later. Well, we're also making a whole video on it, so
yeah, hopefully,
well.
if I can get my ass to actually make videos. I feel like, I don't know. It's weird because I go through these stages of thinking that my writing is like okay to like, oh, this is shit because these other people make way better videos than me and they're way smarter. But then I watch like a YouTube video that has like 1 million views and it's like the most stupid like baseline observations about something that a 2-year-old could write. I'm like, okay, my videos aren't that bad. I don't know. I don't want to make anything because it has to be perfect, but perfection is the enemy of making anything. So, but I just think conceptually Free Run is a really interesting idea, like psychologically and philosophically, like what you would do with your life if you had thousands of years, and like what connections would be meaningful to you in that time frame. It's interesting to think about that kind of thing, and I think Free Run does it really well with the titular character.
Free Run seems to be focusing on just like a current time period, referring back to like what was it, like 20 years ago? Character.
Yeah, like 20,
no.
28 years ago, Himmel died or whatever is what we've been doing so far. It'll probably keep progressing, but
well, I was trying to say is, so far it reminds me a bit of 2 Year Eternity. Now they're not really the same, but 2 Year Eternity is about this god makes like this orb that can take it starts as an orb and then like it turns into a rock because it like touched a rock or something, and then the rock can be a wolf now because a wolf died on top of it. The death of things the orb can consume and take that form, and it's immortal. I think maybe the Japanese title is like 2 Year Immortal or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
But the series right now is split into 3 parts: a past, present, and a future arc. And you see this immortal being lived through like thousands of years, I guess. I don't know. That reminded me of Free Run. I think it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's a cool concept to think about immortality when it comes to like what you do with that time.
Because even in 2 Year Eternity, just halfway through the like first arc, the main character is already like completely broken from all the loss they experienced.
That's crazy. Yeah, as a human being, we're not built to deal with that sort of thing for that long. So I guess like what they're trying to do with Free Run is, since she's an elf, she's kind of genetically predisposed to be more cold. I don't know if it's because she's genetically predisposed or she like had to build that kind of wall, because if she didn't, she would just be a constant mess. We haven't met any other elves so far in the story. I think we will later, or like soon, because I've heard like spoilers that elves are kind of like asexual mostly, and they don't really like to procreate. So that's why like the elf population is dwindling. So I'm assuming that most elves are similar in the fact that they're not very emotional, and when they see humans as like fleeting like blips, and they don't really care to learn much more about them, which is a big part of Free Run's character, where she's kind of trying to make an effort to learn more about these people in her life, which she's trying to see as like important instead of just like a pet, I guess, which is cool. It's admirable. I need to just read the manga and catch up. Anyway, this was the first episode of Magical Girl Rehab, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Wow, what a great pilot episode to the hit new anime podcast Magical Girl Rehab. Trash Taste, you better watch out, cuz we're coming for you. Yeah, we're coming for you. And if you want to listen to more of this podcast as we keep making it, we've made a new YouTube channel, which I will link below. I will continue to upload the first couple episodes here onto Mimiyori, just because I actually have subscribers here. But after episode 3, the podcast will solely be on the new channel, so that's where you can listen to it. I'll probably still promote it on this channel, but I won't be uploading it anymore. So don't unsubscribe just because I post a couple podcasts, okay? Don't fucking unsubscribe, you little motherfucker. Alright? Love you, bye!